Matt Goodwin has always struck me in the last couple of years as someone who is like importing a lot of it from the US.
Yeah.
Right. And that's true of Farage and GB News, etc.
Across Britain, M-dash, in cities, towns, villages, and suburbs, M-dash. Many people...
We're talking parishes. We're talking streets.
Hamlets.
We're talking lowest super output area. So many people are now experiencing the same private, unspoken sense of shock. You walk down a street you once knew and no longer recognize it. You visit the place where you're born, yet you feel like a stranger. You hear languages that are not your own. You see customs and cultures you do not share. The country of your childhood, M-dash, the country described to you by your parents and grandparents, M-dash, no longer lies before you. It exists in old films, documentaries, fading books, nostalgia reels on social media, and suddenly the country you search for...
I mean, how...
Well, yeah, because you're getting older. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to say this really
Yeah, it's two things, right? Yes, you're getting old, right? But this is uniquely pathetic, right? And it's one of the reasons why, I think some of this stuff does burn itself out. Is there is not much hope here, right? Because that's not what the AI prompt is. It's meant to be like, oh, your country is going down the tubes, right? You should be more racist about it. But they don't even do the like Sunlit Uplands thing of like, if only you were more racist about it, then you would have like cricket on the village green, right? It's just more misery forever. And it just conjures up this image of like you in every like parish, in every sort of like district, in every estate of this country, like in a big armchair watching the dam busters sadly jerking yourself off into an early autoerotic asphyxiative death.
He says... Suddenly, the country you search for, the country you yearn for.
Oh, you couldn't call the dog that now.
The country you thought you would carry with you all along. No idea what that means, by the way. Is nowhere to be seen. It is if, without warning, it vanished before your eyes.
The reason why we're losing our country is because we've stopped carrying it with us, and instead we've left it on a southeastern service into Victoria, where it will be destroyed in a controlled explosion by the police.
It is as if, without warning, it vanished before your eyes. You have not left your country, and yet you cannot shake the feeling your country has left you. It is, at root, a feeling of dispossession, a deeply troubled feeling. That's how feeling twice, amazing. That's something you love.
Yeah, I thought I had my country with me, but my headphones just disconnected. And I don't...
That feeling you love is being taken, that something you love is being taken from you without your consent. And I figured something out here. I sort of cracked this.
That gum you love is coming back in style.
Matt Goodwin is trying to be white Frantz Fanon.
White skin, white masks, white skin, white hoods.
Okay, all right. Number 1, episode title. There we go. Right, because he's doing phenomenology around the politics of being colonized. That's Frantz Fanon. But the problem is, he's doing a fake version of it that doesn't make any sense.
Well, this is not a new observation, right? That like the only people still using the kind of frame of discourse and the language of like, you know, woke one kind of like social studies are Nazis. Now, everybody else has moved on, but the kind of bodies and spaces people are all wearing little like neo-Nazi pins.
The argument that these people make, like the group that like Matt probably associates himself with, is one who would probably like, if they were and again, like if he was brave enough to actually like, and talented enough to actually be like a good writer, he would make the argument of being like, yeah, these fucking brown people are colonizing us. You know, and we are the oppressed, because that's basically like the extension of the argument that he makes, and other people who he associates with say that in more direct terms. And the fact that he's kind of cowed away from that sort of really suggest, like, I think that's both to do with his like lack of talent, but also like his inability to actually kind of complete a thought.
Can I give you the most cucked part of this book, though? The feeling I'm describing is not confined to one race or class. People from all backgrounds, M-dash, white, black, Asian, M-dash, tell me they feel this way.
I was expecting a much longer list of ethnicities. If you really want to pad the word count, that's a wide open space huge. For you, Matt.
South Asian, East Asian, Southeast Asian.
Indo-Pacific, Guyanese.
Indo-Pacific, yeah. Western European, Eastern European, Southern European.
I'm skipping forward 50 pages. He's still naming individual Pacific islands.
People who grew up in a country that felt stable, familiar, and coherent, but now feel that the sheer speed and scale of the demographic changes that are sweeping through Britain are utterly bewildering, beyond all comprehension. Many people from minority backgrounds feel this profound sense of loss just as strongly as those from the majority, I think what Matt has done is he has watched the Boondocks and has said, I think there could be a British Uncle Ruckus. Let's do that. So, the truth we cannot say. What we are witnessing is the deliberate and sustained transformation of the only majority the country has ever known, white British people, and hence the transformation of the country itself. But also, like, here's the other thing.
I mean, I have some thoughts about like the invention of whiteness vis-a-vis this being like the only majority the country's ever known. You try going back to the Saxons with that shit and being like, well, you know, these Normans, you know, they're white though. So
try going back to, I don't know, the 17th century when people were, the majority wasn't the question of the majority, and if the country, such as it was going to remain the same, was largely one of, are you Catholic or Protestant? And now Matt Goodwin's like, well, Catholic or Protestant doesn't matter. The thing is, we've actually all been white. All the other big divergences that made the country not what it was before were actually fake ones. We're finally at the real one. Because he says, this is not an opinion. It's one of the most basic insights in the study of nations. So yeah, my opinion that it's really super important that white people stay a majority, not an opinion. It's actually a basic insight in the study of nations. It's nations 101. It's basic biology. The world's leading scholars, Walker Connor, Anthony Smith, Eric Kaufman, all agree. The world's leading scholars all agree in every field.
Yeah,
all three of the world, the top 3 scholars in the world.
And I know if there were more, he would have listed.
Number 3 ranked Chad, Andrew Jennick. Nations depend on an ethnic and cultural core, a historic majority, and a thread of continuity. Without that core, the story that binds the people together unravels.
Okay, but like here's the thing, right? I'm gonna take a slightly contrary position, right? Because we've established here that like, okay, we do feel like the country is coming apart. Let me just pose this to you, and I'm fully putting on the sort of like neoliberal Klaus Schwab WEF sort of like suit and lapel pin here. What's so fucking good about Britain anyway? Why do we feel like this is something that should never be transformed? Cricket was always shit, to be honest. Like what exactly are we losing here?
Let's not start slandering the sport of cricket here, okay? We're all having a good time. We're all having a laugh. Let's leave the sport of cricket alone.
I love when the substitute teacher has to like show some like.
Also, like,
listen, I'll let you stab each other with compasses.
We draw the line at test matches. They can be very enjoyable after the 3rd day.
Yo, T20 sucks.
In all seriousness, though, Matt Goodwin's thing is like Britain is changing and is changing into something we don't know what it is, which, from my knowledge of history, has been true always.
Yeah,
and I don't see what is like why we have to try and stop it this time. Other than that, we like whiteness. I don't fucking like whiteness. I don't like.
Well, this is also it. Like one of the kind of problems that Matt seems to sort of have is that he wants to do the ethno-nationalist thing, but like the UK arguably is one of the worst countries in which to sort of like pursue an ethno-nationalist project. Knock on wood. The only reason I say that is not because I feel like I don't buy the sort of like multicultural sort of like, you know, dream of the sense of like, oh, we're like the best integrated country in the world. I think it's because like Britain is mostly a class-based society. And so, you know, the thing that I've often made on this show, the statement I've often made is like the only people that like upper middle class white people hate more than ethnic minorities is other white people.
Yeah.
And I think, and I still think that's true. And this is, I think this is the issue that he runs through in his book, even though he doesn't quite realize it. But it's also just this sense of, you know, I think it hits to your point, Nova, which is like, well, what is the Britain that you're kind of yearning for? Because the stuff that like you are lamenting, if they are like in the cartoons, the things of, you know, the coal-powered railway or like, you know, week-long test cricket, all that type of stuff is like, well, like there were political choices that you made and you support still that led to the destruction of those things, right? And like everything that has happened since then has sort of been like a reaction and a response to like those very deliberate policy-making decisions of which everyone is like in this project is ideologically wedded to. The fact that this discourse has sort of gotten more and more insane is the result of them not kind of really accepting that, no, the political decisions that were made by people that we still have to support and show support to are the reasons why the things that don't work, the things that everyone is kind of pissed off by. No one really likes seeing like dilapidated high streets, but like that's not like you're sort of blaming kind of the symptoms for what is this is not stuff that is new.
Doing white supremacy to be like, yeah, whiteness built the Glades shopping center.
Yeah. Let's leave the Glades shopping center alone.
So, can I ask the three of you, are you ready for some serious padding? The revolution is already underway. The white British are a minority in our 3 largest cities.
Oh, is that bad? Are minorities treated poorly?
Like, what's
up with that?
London, Manchester, and Birmingham, M-dash, as well as, and I would love to get like the Benny Hill theme for this. Leicester, Luton, Slough, and Watford, Blackburn, Bradford, Cambridge, Coventry, Crawley, Milton Keynes, Nottingham, Oxford, Peterborough, Reading, Sandwell, and Wolverhampton, Hertsmere, Bedford, Bexley, Oldham, Preston, Pendle, Thurrock, Derby, Havering, and Bromley, and many, many more.
Bromley mentioned. I was joking about the Glades, but in the Animaniacs song, he actually put us in there. Incredible.
And so it's just. By the way, do you think this is the only time there is an entire paragraph long length list of cities?